Hello there, I'm a member of the training team, and today I'm going to show you how to use the Procedure tab. Your practice may need to control how and when the system pulls codes from the previous claim onto the next travel card. It may not be correct to pull the same codes every time automatically. You must also decide when, if ever, to write off a certain CPT. You need a way to address different situations regarding when or if the system should pull procedure codes or write off claims. The system has two ways to solve this problem. We have some defaults set up when a certain code pulls, such as a 992 code. A 992 is set up to not pull each visit. You can also set up the system to pull from the previous claim the way that you want it to in the Procedure tab. The system can be configured in this tab to write off codes or not pull codes from the previous claim onto the travel card when you want it to. You can also use this tab in cases where you would both have to write off a code and tell the system whether or not to pull the codes. To open this tab, click on Configuration, then Practice, then Settings, and then click on the Procedure tab. Click on the Add Procedure button on the bottom right-hand side of the screen to begin your work in this tab. A new window or tab will pop up. Fill out this window with the appropriate information for what you need to do. The Provider field fills in automatically if you only have access to one practice account. If this field is not filled in automatically, then you must fill it in. You will always need to fill out the Procedure field to accomplish anything in this window. The FIC and Payer fields are not required, but you may fill them out if appropriate. Select when or if the claim should be written off from the drop-down, and then choose if you want to suppress copy. Suppress copy simply means that you can set up the system to stop pulling a specific code from the previous claim onto the next travel card. You'll have to set up each individual code that you don't want to pull from the previous claim. The options under the write-off balance drop-down include never, when in patient status, and after primary processes. Choose never if you never want to write off the balance based on CPT and/or the payer or financial class. Choose when in patient status when you want the system to write off the claim after all insurances have processed it and determined that there is still a balance that is the patient's responsibility. Choose after primary processes if you want the system to write off the claims after the primary insurance adjudicates them. The code will be written off before we send it to a secondary insurance, unless the primary insurance forwards it to the secondary. If there is no secondary insurance in the account, then the code will be written off before the claim goes into patient status. Select Yes in the Suppress Copy dropdown to stop the system from copying the codes from the previous claim onto the travel card. If you select this option, the codes will not copy. Select No if you do not want to stop the system from copying codes from the previous claim onto the travel card. If you select this option, the codes will copy. The default setting in the system is to not stop the codes from copying from the previous claim onto the next travel card, with a few exceptions. So let's say that I want to write off the CPT for manual therapy for more than one region. I will enter the code in the Procedure field. Now imagine that in this case, I do not want to bill the patient after the primary insurance adjudicates the claim, so I will select After Primary Processes from under the Write-Off Balance dropdown. I can select either No or Default from the Suppress Copy dropdown, since I am not changing suppression in this case. I'm done filling out this window, so now I can click Save to save my work. Patients now won't be charged because the system will automatically write off the remaining balance after the primary insurance adjudicates. Now here's another example of how to use this tab. Imagine that you need to set up the system to not pull codes from the previous claim onto the travel card every time for a specific combination of CPT and payer. Say the combination is Aetna PPO with a 97010 CPT. You open the window by clicking on Add Procedure and type in the CPT in the Procedure field. Enter the insurance in the payer field. Under the write-off balance dropdown, select Never, since in this case you are just dealing with suppressing a CPT and not writing off a code. Suppression has nothing to do with write-offs, so you would select Never in this case. Under the Suppress Copy dropdown, you will select Yes, because you want to stop the system from pulling the codes from the previous claim onto the next travel card. Hit the Save button to save your work. You have now stopped the system from pulling that code from the previous claim onto the next travel card for this unique procedure and payer combination. Well, that's all there is to this video. We hope that you found it helpful, and if you did, go ahead and click like at the bottom of the page. Goodbye for now and have a great day.